Hi guys, it's Mitch here. It's Sunday, so that means it's Tarot and Oracle Review Day. So I'm really excited to be showing you quite an unusual, quite a unique little sort of mini deck today, guys, okay? Now this is a little bit different from the norm, but I wanted to show this to you because I think it's a really powerful deck and it's worth having, and you might not have come across this before because it's something that's been made by one of my beautiful friends, so the lovely guys at Bardware of Frog Lane, and they run loads of amazing events. They're sort of aimed more in Wiltshire. They run loads of spiritual and pagan events throughout the year, and they're always a real sort of blessing and beautiful day to sort of go and behold. And they sort of do loads and loads of weird and wonderful things. They do loads of witchy things, loads of pagan things, everything from drum beaters to a whole host of stuff. I'll put their link up today with this video so you can go and check out what they do, just so you get an idea and a flavour. And if once we come out of lockdown you're lucky enough to go to one of their events, or you have the opportunity to go to one, please do. They're just filled with some of the most magical people and some of the most beautiful energies you'll come across within the spiritual scene. So it's an absolute blessing to be able to talk about their Oracle deck. Now this was released, I believe this came out roughly sort of partway through last year, and it's an amazing, beautiful little deck. It's very powerful, it's to the point, it's not the most glamorous or the most beautiful deck you're ever going to come across, but it's powerful. And sometimes the power, the wisdom is more important than the beauty. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. I really hope that you enjoy this video. I really hope you get behind it and you purchase this deck for yourself. You won't be disappointed, that I can assure you. So the Bardware Oracle deck then, guys, so when you get it, this is how it sort of will appear. You get a beautiful little velvet bag, and I love the sort of tasseling on this, okay? So that is the deck in its entirety. There's no box, there's nothing for me to show you in terms of that. What I love as well is that this is a self-published deck, and you know, some people sort of have a little bit of a weird attitude with self-published decks, but I think, do you know what, anybody that's got the bravery and has got the dedication and has bothered to create something is worth celebrating, it's worth talking about, in my opinion. Okay, because so many people are quick to put things down, but they don't actually bother to talk up the people that sort of invest in themselves. And Bardware do that. They really know how to invest in their own bespoke and beautiful, unique magic. So I think it's great that they've been able to sort of share this with you guys. So this is the bag, and this is the box in its entirety. And then let me show you the cards. So the cards they're quite mini, okay, they're a beautiful size. I use these, now I didn't actually realise that these weren't necessary to be used in this way, but I use these a lot for my altar. So these are what I consider perfect witches altar cards, okay, and you can use them for doing readings, you can use them in spell work. I've used them a lot for spells, and some of my best spells I've worked with the energies of these as well. And you can also use them for your altar. So I use them a lot for my altar because they represent, and they have the Sabbaths, they also have the moon cycles, and they have the elements. So they're really powerful to be used in lots of weird and wonderful ways. But this is the back of the card. So it's similar a little bit to the sort of playing card, but I actually really like the design of this. And then, like I say, they're not the most glamorous to look at, but they are powerful. And as we look at the front of these cards then, so these are going to be all mixed up. So obviously we've just had Beltane, so I've got the Beltane card here. Now this might look back to front for you guys, I don't know if it's going to or not. So you have the symbol of Beltane, and then you have the title, and then you have a brief PowerPoint sort of pieces, and that's all you have to work with. So this is a deck that really encourages you to work with your own intuition, your own power. Now, we've also recently had the full moon, so we've got this one here. This represents one of the cycles of the moon. And what's great as well is, like, you know, sometimes if you're feeling a little bit out of sorts, if you're feeling weird, I have it quite a lot where I think, oh, I just feel a bit strange today, what's going on? And if this is on my altar, which I always say, I put it on my cauldron on my altar when I'm not actually using the cauldron. And, you know, if I'm having a bit of a strange day or if something's going on, this is a really good reference. It's a very good cross-reference. So for this one, for instance, the full moon here, it just says fulfillment, complete, courage and finishing tasks. Now the other day I was feeling very sort of like I was tying up loose ends, and I thought, oh, what's going on? And then I glanced over at this, and in the bottom bit said finishing tasks and completion or complete and fulfillment, and I thought, this makes complete sense as to why my day was going the way it was going. So they're very, very basic in some ways, but very powerful on a deeper level. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few more of these. So like this one, we've got the first quarter, and then we've got a new moon here. So they're really, really cute. They're really cool. I just love working with them. The thickness of the card as well, I want to talk to you about that. Nice and thick. They're not too flimsy. They aren't the thickest ever in the world, but they're certainly not flimsy. They're still a good quality, and they feel nice as well. Sort of like a glossy finish, and then the other side, it is glossy, but it's got like a sort of, there's like a texture to it, so whether that's just the way it's been printed, but they're nice. Waxing crescent. So, and it's what's great as well with this deck, if you're somebody that is getting into witchcraft, pagan energy, if you're just wanting something to help you work with the cycles of the Sabbaths and the cycles of the moon, these are a really, really great deck that you can work with, and it can just actually sort of bring about that sort of teaching, that learning. It's a nice deck, and I think it's whether you work with those energies already in quite a sort of full-time way or not, it's kind of irrelevant. It's just nice to have. I must say I really, really have loved working with these, and for anybody that sort of watches me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll very often see that when we go into a new moon or a full moon or whatever it might be, or a Sabbath, I will post an image. Usually I'll set a sort of close-up image up. There might be a candle, some petals or something, and then usually I've got one of these Sabbath cards. So these are really, really great, very great to work with. So this one is Lithia, and then it just says the Sabbath energy for that, for the Lithia and the symbol. So I'll just show you a couple more. So like here we've got Yule. Okay. We got Maybourne or Mamboon. Now some of them as well, you're going to be like, how are you saying these, Mitch? This is my dyslexia. The Sabbaths, the way they're pronounced, they really trip my dyslexia at times. So if you hear me saying things and you're thinking, what's he talking about? You'll know it's just my dyslexia getting the better of me. I've just seen as well, I've got a beautiful tan line there where I've been burnt by the sun. That's lovely. Right. Okay, we've got Lammas here. So beautiful little powerful deck. And I just really, Sam Wayne, and I just really, really love the energies of these. Now, I'm going to show you all of these in bulk. Austria. Waning Crescent. So again, like I say, they are actually really powerful to work with. And sometimes when you need quick, direct, no bullshit approach guidance, these give you that. And I've done a few things where I've been like in need to sort of get a quick answer, and I've knocked them, I've asked the question, and then literally they've come back and they've given me what I've needed to know. And it's like, oh, okay. And sometimes because they are quite basic, they are quite direct, that's the beauty of them. You get everything you need in a nutshell. So don't be put off by these guys if you think, oh, they look really boring, they look really sort of uninteresting. They're a very quaint, cute little deck, and I actually have to say they're probably one of my top favourite decks that I work with. These are definitely in my top 10. Now we're going into the elements now. So we've got the earth here. Okay. We've got air. Now again, even though I use these pretty much all the time, because they're white, they're still looking really clean and sort of pristine, and I've had them for a good while now. But yeah, so they hold their sort of energy quite well. They hold, you know, they're nice. They're good quality. They're not getting sort of bashed around and sort of damaged. water, fire, and then we're back to Beltane. So I can't remember how many cards we've got in total. I'm going to count them up quickly just so I know. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 cards. Brilliant. So it's a deck of 18. So it is a little sort of mini deck, but they're amazing. They're really, really cool. I love working with them. And perhaps because I know the guys on a personal level, this may be as well why they feel more important to me. But just when they brought them out, I was like, yes, guys, I need to have these. Now, what's really good, I will say it doesn't come folded up. I have just folded it up to keep it all together, but it comes on a nice sort of sheet when it's first presented. You get a proper digestible thing of instructions. So you get like a sort of pamphlet and a leaflet of instructions here. So I don't know if you can sort of see that too well. I'm just going to read you the introduction to the cards because I think this is really nice. It's a really sort of nice touch actually. So it just says here, the Bardware Oracle cards. Hello and blessings. These Oracle cards are a divination tool to help ignite your intuition and assist you as you travel your path. They have been lovingly crafted to create a tool that is easy to use. These are for entertainment purposes only. These cards may be used as a one or as many as you wish to pull. They are to be used how you feel they should be used. If you feel the needs, the cards can be cleansed with a good old sage smoke, and don't forget to charge them in the full moonlight. We hope you enjoy using the cards, and don't forget the magic comes from you. Blessed be. So that's awesome. That's just really powerful. That's amazing. And then we go into the actual energy of the cards themselves. So each one has a really nice little mini sort of reading, and it's double-sided. And this is really handy because then, like I say, you can just fold this down, fold this up, and you don't necessarily need this because they are quite self-explanatory, but it's quite nice to have. And then I just folded this up and I've put it in with its bag, and I love the bag. Tassels. Anytime there's a tassel, I'm on it, you know. What else can I tell you about this deck? Well, the price. The price, guys, is amazing. £6 for the cards. So if you were buying these at a fair direct, they would cost you £6. If you're wanting them to be posted, they're £3 postage, making them £9 in total. I know, I can hear you just thinking like, wow, £9. That for £9, guys, you're getting a lot here. What I also love as well, sometimes when I'm doing like spell magic and spell work, and if I need to bring in the elements, I'll just find one of the element cards again. Yeah, like here. So I might set up the sort of the quarters, and if I'm calling the quarters in, these are kind of nice to just have. You can see that so well there. They're nice to have just sort of like laid out and about with your spell crafting, so you can use them in so many weird and wonderful ways. But they're mainly my altar cards, and they're so nice. And what I love as well is sometimes when clients come in, and sort of, you know, before we were out of lockdown, when clients were coming to see me in my home, in my reading room, they would see my altar all set up, and you can guarantee they always look at the card, and before I've even done the reading, they'll be looking at what's on it, and they'll be like, oh, that's making sense. And it's just a really nice, again, way of bringing some of the more older sort of roots of magic and sort of the old ways into the current world. So I love this deck. So I'm going to pick you as always. I'm going to ask for a card for the highest of good. If you can hear any clanking, by the way, we've got the washing machine going on in the background in the other room, and I think Paul's put something in it that's clanking around. But I'm going to give these 3 knocks, and I'm going to give these a really good shuffle, and I'm just going to ask for a card for us for Sunday for the highest good. And again, as you see, they you know, they're really nice how they sort of just fit in the hand. They're a good size. Okay, so I'm asking for a card. Okay, so we've got the energy of in bulk. So even though we're not necessarily in that Sabbath, that doesn't matter if you're just doing a personal reading, because you can just take the points and the pieces that you need from it. So this is the card that's come up for us today, and it just says here, renewal, birth, future, creation. And if you think about what we're all going through at the moment with Mother Earth, with COVID-19, we are going through a huge energy shift and we are all being reborn. So actually a lot of this is making complete sense. But I'm going to now look at the what the book sort of says, or what the leaflet says, just to sort of give you that little bit extra. Bear with me, guys. Let me just find where it is in here. Okay, so we've got in bulk, and then it's got here some words which I can't say, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Spring 31st to January the 1st, February. Sow seeds for the future, birthing of new ideas, new life or creations. Life is on a roll, prepare for growth and renewal. Maiden Goddess is a sign of purity. Keep things simple, uncomplicated and pure. Also, time for renewing, coming together, rebuilding a friendship, partnership, or rebuilding a partnership with yourself, the inner you. Amazing. And how many of us are using this time to rebuild, to self-heal, so that when we come out of lockdown, we can come out better people, we can come out ready to sort of own our truth. I really love this, guys. Amazing, amazing. And yeah, we are all rebuilding, aren't we? Because Mother Earth is healing and she's rebuilding the world around us. Brilliant, brilliant. So if you would be interested in this deck, it's, like I say, £9. It's available direct from the Bardware guys. I'm going to put their Facebook link on for you so you can follow them. Check out all the other great stuff they do, because they do a massive array of stuff. But I just wanted to show you these cards today because very often people that self-produce stuff, they get forgotten, they get overlooked by all the big cats. And I just think it was really important to talk about these decks, this sort of deck today, guys. Okay, and like I say, in the time I've been using it, it's one of my more helpful decks. Very direct, very to the point in a lot of ways. Not the most prettiest, so in terms of beauty, it would probably score, you know, on the lower side. But in terms of power and wisdom, it's one of my top 10, you know, definitely one of my top 10. And it's something that I think everybody should have. There's definitely room, because it's such a beautiful little mini sort of deck. You've got room on your shelf for this, guys. Absolutely. And what I love as well, the way you sort of can fold it all up afterwards when you're done, and then it slips back in the bag, and then it sort of pop it there, and then I just slip it back in on my shelf when I'm not working or using it. So this is the Bardware Oracle. Much love and blessings, guys. Take care and look out for more reviews coming soon. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now.